Hello, welcome to Tarot by the Moon. This is Natasha of Tarot by the Moon. Hi guys, I hope you're all well. I hope you're all doing okay. Full moon tomorrow actually in Sagittarius, still within the Gemini season. So time for another episode of Tarot by the Moon. Like I say, I hope you're all well. Thank you for all the likes, shares and subscribes I've received since last time. Also thrilled to bits to say I'm back on Facebook. It is a brand new account. I'm still locked out of my old account. So I've actually set up a new account and a new Tarot by the Moon page. So the old Tarot by the Moon page, I won't be using that anymore. Thank you to a very lovely person who helped me to sort that out as well. Eternally grateful to you. So please, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the new one. Please support the new one. Please like the new one on Facebook. If you did want to get a private reading with me, the details would be on there for you to email me to set that up, my loves. Do not give any money or anything at all, any of your details away to anyone approaching you pretending to be me across any social media platforms. You will know it's me if you contact me by the Tarot by the Moon Facebook page, and we'll take it from there. Yeah, okay. So thank you so much. I've had another week of lovely connections, absolutely mind-blowing connections with some of you guys out there, and I'm so grateful to all for your continued support and energy. It's absolutely wonderful. I'm a little bit tongue-tied today, I gotta be honest. It's the full moon energy. Being Cancerian myself and ruled by the moon, I've got to be honest with you, I even questioned whether I should come on and do this now or actually do it tomorrow. And I thought, tomorrow is the day of the full moon, and if anything, I'm going to be even more weird. And you guys need to have this out ready. And I've been having all sorts of technical issues this week as well. So I've done it, I've come on now. And I got to be honest with you, I've been meditating for most of the morning because I haven't been able to do much else, if I'm honest. It's been such a weird, full energy. And it's been quite a dense energy, I have to say. I feel like there's a lot being shifted. There's a lot of heavy, dense energy being shifted on the collective and within my soul tribe. And I'm really, really feeling it. So if I get a little bit tongue-tied or a little bit confused for a minute, please bear with me. I'm doing my best. What I wanted to talk about was we're still in the mercurial season of Gemini, ruled by Mercury, all about how we communicate, how we process information, how we then take in information, process information, and then how we spill it back out. Okay. And that's what this last 2-3 weeks have been all about, very much the general energy with Gemini. But with the Sagittarius full moon peaking tomorrow, Sagittarius is all very, very positive, very, very happy-go-lucky, very, very able to look at things from a distance, think of that archer and the bow. Yeah, looking at it from up here, from a higher perspective, at our target, without getting bogged down with all the details and the she says, he says, what ifs, coulda, wouldas. All of that dissolves with Sagittarius. I feel like it's dissolving in the Sagittarian full moon, and we're able to take that, what Gemini season has asked us to work on, how we're processing and how we're communicating back, and it's asked us to get rid of all the sort of petty little things that don't really matter and stick to the main objective of what we're trying to bring in for ourselves and for the planet and for humanity. I hope that makes sense. It's just the way I'm perceiving it this morning. Also, obviously with the full moon, as I always say to you guys, it does blow everything up. It's a huge magnifier. Think of it like a big magnifying glass. And so every time we get close to the full moon, it's asking us what's been working in the last 28 days and what hasn't. If you stick to that basic rule of thumb, you'll start to get it, okay? So what has been working for you and what really hasn't? Because what really hasn't is time to let go of, or as much of it as you possibly can without punishing yourself too much or pointing fingers of blame or any of that. And what's actually working for you, it's time to bless. It's time to bless that and be grateful for that and show appreciation for that, because that will just bring more of that positive energy into your being and into your sphere and into your world. I hope this makes sense for you, my loves. Yeah, so we're in Sagittarius energy tomorrow, and it feels like, it's like I say, it's another one of those classic times where you really start to get how the cosmos looks after us. So yeah, we're in Gemini season, and Gemini is all about how we process things, how we take information in, what our mental processes are. It's an air sign. It's all about communication and how we mentally process. It's ruled by Mercury. And then how we're filtering that back out. And of course, that all depends on your own personal chart. But in a general sense, this can be another good example of how the universe looks after us, because there we've got a full moon, and not just a full moon, a full super moon. So where it's not a magnifying glass, as I say, now it's like a super magnifying glass. But not for that to be like a scary thing or something that we go, oh, it's a super moon, it's going to blow everything up. It's there as a gift for us. It's there as a blessing for us. Dog wins. There they are. All right, boys. All right. Somebody beeped the horn as they went by. I don't know if you heard. Come here, you. So it's there as a blessing for us. Perhaps the horn is just a little signifier that you need to pay attention to that. It's not something to be scared of, okay? It's really showing us and really helping us along to see what's staying, what's going, and to look at it through that filter of Sagittarius, which is able to look at things from a higher perspective and with a lighter heart than perhaps just Gemini energy on its own would have, if that makes sense. Okay, it's got that little injection of fire, and it's got that little it's very, very positive energy. It's able to laugh things off easily. It's able to look at things from way back instead of getting bogged down in all the minutiae of things, as I say. And it's just got that sort of happy-go-lucky sort of energy, which that's a classic example of how the universe is looking after us, because otherwise it would be a Gemini full moon, super full moon. Oh, no, it's a blessing. It's not something for us to fear or worry about. That's the last thing we should be doing. We're just going to add more worry into our pot doing that. It's about tuning into the finer energies of it and going, oh, well, we've got a little bit of Sagittarius coming into play here. This full moon is being brought to us, think of it like a production set. It's being produced by Sagittarius, and that brings a different filter to the whole story. Gemini is the main story. Sagittarius is the producer, if that makes sense. And when Sagittarius is the producer, it's going to have a little bit more of a light-hearted twist to it. And that's going to help us to be able to process things and evolve and grow so much more. So I'm loving all that. That's just, to me, that's all about love. That's just all about how the universe works and how much love there is available for us if we can try and open ourselves up. Like I've said, without the whole of Gemini season this year, I've very much felt like it's been asking us to stay open-minded as well. And even if you don't understand some of these things and some of these processes, if you just ask to be more open-minded and to be more open and to be shown how to be more open and stay open, you will slowly, in your own time and at your own pace, which is the correct pace, start to figure out these things. Okay, my darlings? So I hope that all makes sense, and thank you for sticking with me. Please give me a like, share and subscribe. Please understand that the subscription is completely free. I will never ask you for money. You're on YouTube. YouTube will never ever ask you for money. It's a very, very simple process, and it's just a way of me growing the channel so as we can extend this love out to more like-minded people and people in need. And grow this community. So I hope you're going to support me in that, and please give me a like, share and subscribe. Also, if there's any way you think you can help me, like sharing this on your pages, adding this link to anything that you think is going to share, don't hesitate. Please do that. It'll be helping me no end, and it'll be helping the greater large. So I hope that all makes sense, and thank you so much. All that being said, I'm just going to go in with the reading. I feel very emotional, and I'm feeling like there's a lot of heavy energy today, I have to say. All morning I've been feeling it. Excuse me, I've got a sore shoulder. And I'll do my best to get through this. Let's see what's coming up, my darlings. So I'm just going to call in the highest vibration of love, only love into this reading today. Love and radical compassion here at Tarot by the Moon for ourselves, for anyone else involved in your reading, whether it's personal or whether it's for the collective, for all of the life that supports us, for Mother Gaia, nothing but love, radical love and radical divine compassion, and so it is. Okay, now, something I was going to say, something coming into my energies right then. Sorry you guys, I'm going to just go gentle with this one today. Now, what I might do is come in, so today is Monday, it's Tuesday tomorrow. Tuesday's the full moon effect, but the full moon, or pretty much the full moon effect, stays in with us for a good 2 to 3 days, so that's worth bearing in mind as well if you're doing any sort of clearing rituals or looking to harness the power of the full moon. It is effective from today really up till about 2 days after, I'd say. Yeah, like I say, good time for clearing, good time for thinking about what you want to let go of, what's not working, good time for looking at what is working and just showing an attitude of gratitude for that and being grateful for all the good things. Okay. So also you're a Tarot by the Moon, in case anyone's not been here before, this is a collective reading. You don't need to be any particular star sign to join in with this reading. Anytime you've watched it would probably be the right time for you, and you've probably got something in there that you need to hear or perceive. Just one card please from Spirit. Okay, I only ever take the flippers and the fallers in case you've never tuned in before, and this is what I call my element spread. So it comes in 4 sections, and the 4 sections are air, water, fire and earth, and the air represents our mental processes and our thoughts, okay, and where we're creating in that 5D sort of space in the ethers. This one represents our emotions, the water area. The water area represents our emotions and our heart, okay? Our heart is a portal for filtering divine energy, for filtering how we're manifesting. The next one's about emotions as well, but it's fire. It's more from the solar plexus. It's more about passions and creativity and how we're actually taking our what we've created in our thoughts and our 5D and through our love, and how we're bringing it, making it into being. And then the next one represents our earth, and that's what we're actually pulling through these 3 other elements into the 3D, into the everyday. Okay, my darlings, I hope that makes sense. Let's go in and see what we've got coming up this week. Now, interestingly, we had the King of Cups last week. I'm pretty sure of it, but I'm not quite sure if it was in the same position. I think it might have been, actually. Didn't we get this lovely guy in exactly the same position last week? Now, this week he's come out in the reverse. And he's come up again. So he's come up again. That's an amazing thing, because it's all about emotional maturity, and it's all about realising that we can sort of navigate those, that we've come so far and we've become emotionally mature and we've become able to cope and able to understand ourselves and all of those things, okay? But it's in the reverse and it's come up twice, so there's something still you wanting to be considered, especially under the auspices of this full moon. It feels like there are still areas that you're aware that you need to work on. Maybe more has even come up since the last reading. Even more has come up, you know, because the deeper we go, the less we know, as the old saying goes. And what that means is, while we're learning what we're looking to learn, we're always finding, you know, we find answers, but then we find new sets of questions. And that's what I'm feeling with this. It's like somebody's finished a round of sort of graduated emotionally into emotional maturity, which this beautiful King of Cups represents. He's the most emotional of the kings, and he's very, very emotionally stable and grounded. But in the other way around, there is still a level of insecurity. There is still a level of healing to be done. There's still levels of healing to be done. But of course there is, you know, we finish one cycle and then there's another one. We're never, if we're looking to be like completely perfect and completely finished, it's not the way it works, isn't what I'm getting. That's not to say we can't be happy and content with where we are, and we should be. And in fact, we should be celebrating how far we've come instead of looking how far we have to go. But going forward boldly as well. Going forward boldly, I feel like now bear in mind what I always say as well with the full moon is a magnifier. So any emotions that you're processing or having to go through that are very powerful, because I'm feeling there is a lot of strong emotion here today. I've thought it all morning, and I know it isn't mine, if it makes sense. Sometimes that is really difficult, because sometimes those things are really scary, are really deep water, are really painful to have to process, or difficult to look at, or fearsome. And there's no getting around those things sometimes. You know, all the white light and good vibes in the world won't take away those difficult moments in life. They're there, and you know, it's part. You know, I can come up with all of these things and say, oh well, it's a part of life and what have you. And yeah, for sure it is, but that doesn't make it any easier when we're faced with those difficult circumstances, or when we feel like we are that King of Cups, we are that wise and sort of emotionally stable. But there's times when that completely flips as well. I want to say there's times when that completely flips around and it's not there. You've lost that, you've sort of lost the plot there for a minute, or something's pushed you a little bit too far, and you're feeling very somebody here is feeling very if not several of us, I wouldn't wonder, are feeling very sort of frazzled right now. And that is typical on a full moon, when there has been things leading up to the full moon that have been very, very frustrating, very, very worrying, and of an emotional nature as well. Okay, and it's like as if you're holding on to that rudder. I don't know, I've got this analogy of a kite for some reason at the minute, guys. I don't know if this means anything to anyone, but I'll just give you what I'm getting. And I've never used this before, but I feel like it's like you're flying a kite and it's going great and you're having a whale of a time and it's really doing well, and then it's not doing so well. I don't know, maybe it's got a bit tangled up, the wind's changed direction, it's the weather's changed. 1 minute we're flying it in this beautiful blue sky and everything's lovely, and the next minute it's gone black and it's very, very difficult. But instead of letting that kite go, you're still holding on to that rudder and trying your best to stay grounded, because you know that sky's going to pass. You know the spirit's got your back. You know that sun's going to come back up. You can feel that warm sun. I don't know why I'm being shown warm sun on your back now, and it's going to clear, but we're only going to continue to fly that beautiful kite if we stay grounded and we don't panic and we just continue to hold on to it. Okay, my loves? So I don't know why it was given to me like that, but it's kind of an analogy, I suppose. And I hope it helps somebody. I'm going to move on to the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles has come up in an area of our heart and our emotions. Now, Three of Pentacles is a very grounded energy, and it's all about sort of showing off what you've done a bit, okay? And being, somebody's getting quite a lot of praise here, or a little bit of attention, or a little bit of a well done. It's getting something off the ground, it's getting something moving in the right direction. And all of those things. It's also about calling in support. So if you are facing something quite difficult, it's, you know, don't be scared to open up your heart and let other people know how scary this, whatever's going on with this is, alright? Don't be scared to open up your heart, because that's the way to get support, and the support is there for you, is what I'm getting. Anything that you're going through that is a bit is starting to feel like that kite's going to be whipped out of your hand, so to speak, any minute. Don't forget to call in other people's support. Don't forget to open up, alright? Because you've come a long way. On another level, it feels like somebody's literally just starting to get some sort of praise and some sort of accolades and some sort of recognition for a lot of hard work they've been putting into something for quite some time. and it's well deserved, and it's a sign from the universe that there's more to come and to keep going in that direction also, I'm getting. So if you've been working on a project, a passion project, or something that you were working on, or business, I feel it's something very physical, but it's something that you've put your heart and soul into for sure, that you're working on from your heart. It's just starting to see the beginnings of the rewards of that, or you're just starting to get some praise for it, or some good compliments, or this sort of thing, good energy back for it, good feedback. It's the words I'm looking for, I suppose. And that good feedback, even though it might only be one or two people, what I'm being shown is you're to hold on to that. You're to hold on to that, especially now under this full moon energy, because more of it's coming, and keep going in that direction and keep doing a little bit more and a little bit more. Don't get too ahead of yourself. Just keep doing what you're doing and add a little bit more all the time. And keep in gratitude for the praise and the good feedback that you've had, and you're going to see it manifest so much. You're going to see it multiply in no time. That's what I'm being shown for somebody there. Moving on to the area of fire, we've got the death card coming up. Now people, shudder out with the death card. Look at this death card for a minute. It is absolutely one of the most beautiful death cards I've ever seen. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it shows us that in fact death is nothing to fear at all, but just a transition of life. And of course, when we get the death card in a tarot reading, it very, very rarely means that somebody's going to die. It usually means that it's time to let go of something. 99.9% of the time it'll just be pointing to something that you need to let go of, that's become stale, that's become something that doesn't serve you anymore. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, with the full moon, magnifying everything, it's time to look at what's working and what's not. So what's not working, time to let it go. And I think you'll know this has come up in the area of fire, passions, creativity, willpower, solar plexus energy. So you know what it is. You'll know what it is as I'm saying it, and it's something that you need to let go. What's this say at the bottom? Let go and embrace a new beginning. Because you can embrace a new beginning and you're still kind of holding on to something else, but you're not going to get the full benefit of it. The more you can let go of what isn't working, the more space you make within yourself to receive something higher, something better, something new that you need to bring in, that the universe is just waiting, but you need to make room for it. Okay, my loves, and that could be anything. Like I say, and it'll be different for everyone. But let's try and remember to let go of it. That beautiful butterfly in the centre at the top there is reminding us about transfiguration. Don't forget, a butterfly was once a caterpillar. So what was one thing is being let go of and is becoming a completely different thing. So it's, it feels difficult sometimes when we're in that process of letting go, of becoming the butterfly, of letting go of things that were with us for so long, or perhaps served us for a long time and now they don't anymore. But it's showing us for sure that we definitely need to. And as we let go of it, you can see in that beautiful card there are seeds of light being planted all around in the roots of the ground beneath that beautiful world tree. All of the elements are within that card, all of the seasons, and those seeds will bring new life. Just like a tree. A tree doesn't fear, I want to say fear the reaper, that old song, doesn't fear it. It doesn't fear the autumn, doesn't fear the winter, because it knows as autumn and winter comes, those leaves will fall, those seeds will fall to the ground, and that's the beginning of spring for the following year. Okay, and that's the cycle of life. And it's just no different in our spiritual life. We forget that. Something that we need to learn about again, something that we need to integrate as a lesson. I think the ancient people understood it perfectly, is that it's all part of nature's cycles, holding on and letting go. And it applies in our spiritual life, in our emotional life, in our energetic lives as much as it does out there in the physical world. Nature is teaching us all the time. Okay, my darlings? So that's pretty straightforward. The next one coming up is the Knight of Swords. Now, this is coming up in our area of Earth, so this is what's going on. Excuse me. Okay, now like I say, I feel like there is quite a lot of heavy energy shifted. And with this card, you can see there's like a lot of swirling. Look at all of this. swirling like a whirlwind energy, I want to say, swirling all around him. The Knight of Swords generally as a character card is somebody that you want to sort of like, you can't win an argument with this person. I always say, if this comes up as a person in somebody's reading, I always say to them, you've got somebody here that you cannot win an argument with. You just need to move away from them. You just need to step back, because you will never win the argument. Unfortunately, they may have issues around mental health or different things going on, where they can't help but put other people down or sucker you in, or have to win the argument, or have to have the last word, or as soon as they can see somebody around them's happy, they have to get in there and try and spoil it. You know the kind of energy. I mean, we all know at least one person who's struggling like that. So this energy very much is warning us to be very, very careful. Choose your battles carefully, okay? Now, obviously, there are times in life when we do have to stand up for ourselves, and we do have to speak up, and we do have to be involved with certain people, perhaps amongst our family, for instance. That, you know, you can't really divorce, you know, and things like that. So you have to deal with it. But this is Spirit reminding you to give as little of your energy away as possible to those circumstances, people and situations, especially at the time of full moon. Especially at the time of full moon. If you find yourself getting caught up or having to deal with people of that nature or circumstances of that nature over the next week or so, very, very careful how much of your energy they is taken from you, because it'll magnify. Not only that, it'll come back, okay, because we're in the full moon phase. So try and remember to have that light-hearted Sagittarian energy of standing back. The Archer, you're all, you know, the target's miles away from you. It's miles away from you. You're not looking at all of this distracting stuff that's up in your face here. You're not bothered by it. You're keeping your eyes on the prize. All right, boys, that'll do. Come on. You're keeping your eyes on your prize. You're keeping your eye on that target, as that Archer would. Okay? So try and remember that, my loves. This is somebody who might have a very sharp tongue, I want to say. So there might be words here. It might escalate very, very quickly, especially under a full moon. So be very, very careful, because somebody here, if not several of us, have got somebody around us of that nature. And if you're not careful, those things can escalate so quickly. We've all been there. Before you know it, it's escalated into a full-scale drama, and you know, everybody's behaved in a way that, no, we've certainly behaved in a way, we can't speak for other people, but we've certainly behaved in a way that perhaps you're going to regret later on, okay? So, again, not to be scared about this, not to be like, oh, what's he going to... I'm not saying it for that reason. It's to be prepared for it. It's to be able to sort of like go, okay, I see what's building up here. I see where this is going. I can't win, but you know what? It's more important to be happy than to win a lot of the time, especially around people like that. Literally, it's a lot easier to let things go sometimes, and just, like I say, spend as little of your energy, precious energy, as possible on that. Now, like I say, I don't say this to frighten you all. The last thing I would want any of you to do is go away from this tarot reading and go, oh, I wonder what that is, I wonder who that is, oh, do you know what it could be? She said this and I said that. Don't do that, because straight away you are adding energy to it. Immediately upon doing that, you are bringing focus to it. It's the opposite way you want to do. You're putting your focus where we don't want. What you need to do is, after this reading, is put focus on yourself. Okay, not on this other person who's, I feel like, quite slanderous and quite not able to control themselves as you are, okay? I hope that makes sense. I said there was a lot of heavy energy before I even come on here. So, yeah, don't go putting your energy there after this tarot reading and worrying about it. That's the very last thing that I'm saying it to you for. What I'm saying to you is, take the energy completely away from it. Focus on something that gives you joy. Focus on something that makes you happy. Preferably something that makes you laugh. Because if Sagittarius is about anything, it's about having a laugh. It's a comedian of the zodiac, etc. So, you know, think about those things. As soon as you start to feel that energy building up in yourself, or somebody approaching you with that energy, just remember what I've said, and just, if you can, keep it as buttoned as possible. Just witness it from a distance, if you can. Yeah, sort of thing, even though you might feel like you're all up in it. Just witness it from a distance. Stay in peace, stay grounded. Good little trick for staying grounded, apart from doing deep breathing, which I always recommend you guys. It's a little one that I've learned in the last year, and it really works for me. When you're feeling emotionally ungrounded and there's people around you who are just really, really throwing you, and you're feeling really sensitive and whatever, feel what the bottom of your feet feel like. Just, I know this sounds so simple, but it really works when you're in an emotionally fraught situation, and you can feel that energy rising. Just breathe, concentrate on your breathing, and think about what the bottom of your feet feel like. Trust me, it sounds ridiculous and so ridiculously simple, but it really, really works if you can remember to do it before that escalation sets in, or before you've got completely carried away giving your beautiful energy away to people who don't deserve it, frankly. So I hope that helps. Everything's going to be okay, my loves. I'm sure of that. I'll be checking back in with you guys in a couple of days' time to see how it's all going. I'm going to go in now with a Brian Froud Fairy Oracle. I love these guys. Let's see what these magical guys have got to say for us today. I felt like we needed a little injection of fairy magic today, because I'm not surprised to see this guy asking me to go again. So, yeah, and I'm not surprised to see this lovely lady also. I'm going to do one more. They're asking me to do one more. So it's a lovely treat here today from the fairy energy realm. We're on the run up to the summer solstice after this full moon, so it just felt like we needed that sort of enchantment, if that makes sense. So here we go. We've got, straight away, I'm not surprised at all to see this guy, I have to say. Look at him. See what I'm talking about? Oh, that gnome. It's about annoying circumstances. It's about annoying people and annoying things happening around you. I'll give you a little read of it from the book now. Give me a second. There it is. Number 26. Oh, I knew it. I'm not surprised to see him at all. Right. Trickster, creative chaos, wild gifts, breaking habits and patterns. Okay. I want to read the whole thing. It's very, very lengthy. I'll just read the quick version of it for you. First sentence I've been drawn to you says, can you laugh at yourself sometimes? What? This is what I'm saying. Bring in a little bit of that light-hearted Sagittarian, because right now everything feels really heavy, really serious. Somebody's getting on somebody's nerves. Somebody's a bit flipped upside down emotionally, and there's all of this going on. Really, seriously, can you just take a step back and laugh at yourself? Just the first sentence I've been drawn to, because I don't want to read the whole thing. I'm just imagine spirits showing me highlighter pen bits. That's what it's like for me, okay? And let the laughter carry you into a new insight and a new way of being. Then that gnome within you is waving his wand gleefully, okay? It's time to leap into the air, letting the earth turn beneath you and discover where you come down again. Reasonable risks are okay, even unreasonable risks are probably okay. Just use your head and look before you leap, of course, but no understanding that the actual jump is likely to be very rewarding. No guarantees, but there will never really are anyway, no matter how pretty the paper they may seem to be printed on and the scroll work around the edge. In a reading, the presence of that gnome tells us that the forces of chaos are at work. Things may not be as they seem, and this may very well be a good thing. Look for the unexpected, find the opportunity and go for it. He says that no matter how confusing things may seem, there is a way to make them better, but it's a creative way, and one that you haven't thought of yet, one that you haven't tried before. He says, think amazing new thoughts. Now, you can't think amazing new thoughts and make way for all this creativity too, and finding your way to solutions and remedies to our problems that we're up against right now, with all the clutter in the way that we know needs to be let go of and to be gone. We start to see clearer. Okay, I'll say that straight off the bat. Trickster energy. So that is very annoying, frustrating situations. Very annoying and frustrating, but this little gnome knows that you have it within you to figure out your way through the chaos, okay, my loves? And very often that's by taking a light-hearted approach. Sagittarian. The Luan, we've had the Luan, beautiful Luan before in our readings. This is the patron fairy of people who give of themselves, people who help people who've slipped through the cracks of society, and those people themselves. So, you know, drug addicts, homeless people. She helps people like social workers and support workers and anyone that's giving of themselves. That's why she's represented with the tattered wings, okay? Although her wings are tattered, where she's given an awful lot of herself. And you, not to say you should become a martyr, it's the last thing I'm saying, but sometimes you do have to give of yourself until you're feeling a bit ragged. And what did I say earlier on? Somebody was starting to feel a bit ragged, starting to feel a bit rough around the edges. She's being supported by this other wonderful spirit here. And you can see her beautiful fairy crown, her halo around her crown chakra there is still very much, in fact, is very, very vibrant and fresh. So she's still able to go forward and give of herself where it's needed the most. Okay, that doesn't say martyr yourself. That doesn't mean to say stay in that negative energy around people who can't help it and all of that, okay? But it does mean that you have been working very hard. Spirit recognises that. Spirit is trying to support you, okay? Those wings will heal. They're still flapping. You're still going. Lighten up. This is the best card that we've seen today so far. Look at this gorgeous lady. This is kind of a fairy godmother sort of energy. And I will have a look at this for you now. Because literally this is about, it's a bit like the star energy in the tarot. It's about getting dreams, getting everything you wanted, getting what you deserve. It's literally the fairy godmother. I'm going to read it to you now. Number 25. Now I won't read it all to you because time, my loves. Okay. Gifts, talents, grace and helpful lessons. Her name is Sayuri. She offers last-minute rescues. When she turns up in your reading, good things may well be happening that we don't think we deserved, or that we do deserve but haven't thought to ask for. Almost imperceptibly, she teaches us about giving and receiving unconditionally. Love this. Helping us to open our hearts to love and acceptance. She sometimes showers us with abundance. Keep an eye out for unexpected good fortune, especially when you thought you saw nothing but bad luck headed your way. Remember to say thank you by passing a kindness on to someone else. Practice a little fairy godmother in yourself and see how enjoyable it is. Part of the fun is to do it so as the recipient doesn't know where a gift came from. How beautiful. Again, so this is a way that the universe is taking care of us, because it's all a seeming chaos, confusion, difficult circumstances to get through. And then we get the fairy godmother coming in at the end going, last minute rescues. Okay, last minute rescues. She turns up. When she turns up in our readings, good things may well be happening that we don't think we deserve, or that we do deserve but didn't think to ask for. And that ties in with the gnome as well, doesn't it? Because he's saying there is a way, and it also ties in with what I said to you guys about you need to open up and communicate. You need to ask. You need to ask. I said that at the Three of Pentacles. I was picking up that energy there. You need to speak up. You need to open up. You need to open up and ask for support, because you'll get the support. There's somebody out there who is able to help you. There's advice out there. There's the correct advice. Now, like I've said to you guys many times, if any of you are facing up to any difficult circumstances, I've got a whole list of people and volunteers with all sorts of expert knowledge on many of the difficult circumstances as humans find ourselves in, that will point you in the right direction. So you always reach out to me. This is definitely a clear indicator here that somebody today watching this channel is definitely facing a very difficult circumstance, starting to feel bogged down by it, in the midst of people winding you right the so-and-so up. You need to ask for support. I've already said that. The gnome and the fairy godmother have come in to support that perfectly, because the right help does exist and the answers do exist. And you may find that just at the last minute, when you were just about to give up on something that's really doing your head in or causing you a problem, the answer's going to come in, and it's going to seem like a miracle. It really, really is. I'm just feeling somebody going, wow, that's, wow. Do you know what I mean? That kind of relief as well. I'm starting to feel lighter and lighter as this reading's gone on, and especially since we've turned those 2 cards over, actually. Which I'm so glad for, because this morning, literally the heaviness of the energy working up to me coming on here has been incredible. So wherever you are, my darling, and whatever you're facing, I'm sending you a huge hug and so much love, because you really deserve it, okay? Please reach out, please open up, please try and clear away as much of your negative energy as possible, and try not to add any more to it. Please hold on. The answers are coming, and they're coming so much quicker and so much clearer when you've done those things, okay, my darlings? Now, it's time for a moon ritual. Let's just have a look what these lovely guys got to say. It's our full moon in Sagittarius reading. See, please give me a like, share and subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you so much for sticking with me. It means the world to me, and I love you all from the bottom of my heart. You guys know that by now. The next full moon embraces me. The next full moon empowers me to embrace my inner white witch. Now, that's a whole other show in itself, and I mean, you don't have to, you know, it doesn't have to be about Wicca or witchcraft or any particular path, but what it's asking you to do really is to embrace your inner power, okay? Like I say, instead of focus, look, there's the moon and there's the reflection of the moon. That's showing me now there's a duality here. We're in Gemini season, so how perfect that it should show us 2 moons as well. But what I want to say is, it's time to embrace your inner power, whether you want to call that white witching or whatever path you prefer to call it. It doesn't really matter to me, to be honest with you. It's about embracing your inner power. Now, it would, like I've said throughout this reading, it would be so easy at the time of full moon to focus on the things that we don't want, focus on the things that are making us fearful, anxious and edgy. Don't do this is what I said to you about this bit, about this guy, you know, don't do that when you've gone off this reading. Don't go doing that. Take that energy and focus it back inward upon yourself, and then reflect it back out, and then reflect it back out. Okay, my loves? I hope that makes sense, because we've got a beautiful full moon coming up tomorrow, so it's important stuff. As soon as you start to feel somebody winding you up around you, or a situation getting to you, drop out. As I always say, especially on a full moon, drop out. Take a little rest if you can. If you haven't got that luxury, then just try and deep breathe in. Remember that, what I've said to you about feeling what the bottom of your feet feel like. Stay grounded. Drink lots of water, okay? Take your focus away from that and put it towards something that you've been grateful for in the last 28 days instead. Whatever it is. It could be something big, could be something small, whatever it is. If you consciously do that, okay, that's what you're putting out there in the 5D and ethers, you're going to find things turn around so much quicker, and you're going to find the solutions and find the support that you need, which is definitely out there for you. I mean, you've only got fairy godmother there, that's all. Holding up that beautiful golden apple, okay? Holding up gifts for you to consider. Talents that perhaps you've forgotten you had as well, I want to say. Just showing me there's like a lot of little creatures hiding in the folds of her garments and cloaks there and everything, and she's holding that up, and she's got a look of knowing on her face. She believes in you even when you don't believe in yourself. This is very nurturing energy, very grandmotherly energy. This could be in fact being brought to you by your ancestors. But she's holding up gifts for you to reconsider, gifts that you possess that sometimes you forget that you have, okay? That's coming up right at the end for somebody. Sorry, I've got to reconsider this a minute. Number 9. Either somebody's on a number 9 life path number, in your numerology, but I do know number 9 is also the number of a full moon. Funny enough, it's the number of completeness in magic and numerology. So there's something huge coming in for somebody here, and you might feel like you didn't deserve it, or you didn't expect it, or you didn't think to ask for it from there, or you didn't, but it's going to be like, do you know what I'm getting? Like that feeling of a nice surprise after feeling really heavy, and then that feeling of, oh, I can't believe what's happened. It's good, situation's completely turned around. It's like a little miracle coming in. Okay, my loves, so allow it in by clearing as much the negative as we can, taking our focus away from troublesome people and troublesome situations, bringing that focus inside, allowing the full moon to embrace your inner power so you can reflect it back out into the world, okay, and bring in healing for everyone involved, including your beautiful selves. So I hope this has helped. I hope this made sense. Please give me a like, share and subscribe, as I always say. Please drop me a comment in the box below. That'll be wonderful. Please get in touch with me in any way you can. As I said at the beginning of the reading, please support my new Tarot by the Moon Facebook page. You can also add me on Facebook. It's a brand new account, so ignore the old one. It's a brand new one that I've got. Natasha Richards, same name. Please add me if you haven't added me already. Please give me a like on the Facebook page. Please share this link on anything at all that you think will help. Please, let's grow our tribe and get the positive energy out there to as many people as possible. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. All the love and all the light.